I'm just gonna do this because I don't have much time. What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, you guys really seemed to enjoy this video last time, so I'm gonna kind of use it as a means of, I don't know, some kind of video log, if that makes sense. So a lot happened this week. This actually lasted me 2 weeks this time. My first field notes lasted me a single week, so I stretched it out, didn't write as much, which I knew would happen, but I'm just loving this system of documenting and adding photos in when I take them. So yeah, we're gonna walk through the past couple weeks and my thoughts there. I think the biggest thing is at the end of this video, which I'm excited to share with you, like a brand new idea that I have. It's still very early and it's not really new. It's something I'm already like pursuing, but you're gonna want to stick around and hear that, I think, for those true fans of the channel here and the bigger picture of what we're trying to accomplish here. So I do want to point this out. This is a glassware and coffee made from the Terra Cafe Demi, which we have a unit right back there. That more content to come on that, but I love their company. I love working with them, and they're not sponsoring today's video, but I'm gonna try and shout them out as much as I can moving forward because I just love them. And if you need coffee, get a TK machine. So wow, free marketing for them. Anyway, I'm gonna be sipping through that today as we walk through the latest in my field notes here. So I hope you all are doing well. I'm gonna try to kind of cover my kids' faces. I take a lot of pictures of them and I put them in here. So yeah, so this was Saturday on the 11th of April. I love Waffle House and I love taking the kids there. We had the morning alone. I think Maria was getting coffee with a friend or something like that. So I took the kids to Waffle House, which is, that's so fun. It was great. This was a Saturday. I watched an Alex Hormozy video in the shower, and I just really like him. You should check him out. He's just like a business guru guy, gym guy, but he's just real and raw, and I like the way he operates. So I hadn't watched him in a long time. Date night with the wife at a new restaurant here in Roanoke called Dorothy and Frank's. They're a sister restaurant to Bloom, which is our favorite restaurant in Roanoke. And they did not disappoint. There was a lot of yummy food, and you could definitely tell that it was sort of influenced in the same way because it's the same owners, and the food was similar, but different in a way. So it was great. It's like a lunch spot too, so we'd love to try that out at some point. It's downtown, but definitely top on our list of places to take people when they're visiting Roanoke, so it was great. Date night. Yeah, we started For All Mankind together. I had watched all the way through season 3, I think, so we ended the date night watching the first episode of that, which, I don't know, it's really slow to start, and I kind of forgot that, so we'll see if that's something we continue to watch or not. While we were away, the kids went and stayed. We do this thing called Cousin Camp, where my sister and her husband will watch our kids while we go on a date night once a month, and then we'll do the same. So we'll watch all of the kids. They have 4 kids, so it's 6 kids total. It's a big babysitting duty, but it's great. It's lovely. The kids love each other. They're just the best cousins for one another. So they were hanging out in the Tesla, making it do all sorts of funny, silly stuff, and then, there's that. I was sharing some thoughts here. So on Monday, I actually went, which we'll get to that in a second. We went with our small group to the parenting class. We talked about like delegating work and how Jesus did that to his disciples and how we can translate that to parenting as well. And the idea of demonstrating, then delegating the work while watching, and then like correcting and training them in that, and hopefully passing off that duty. And that's the same thing even here, like the idea of bringing on an employee and showing them how it works, then watching them as they do it and correcting them, and then sort of passing it off and letting them do the thing, which is cool. Yeah, Jesus gives us the perfect picture of how to teach. Something I picked up on, Jesus didn't baptize anyone, which I didn't really ever think about before, and I was wondering why that was. And from my research, what I found was it was like sort of to combat sectarianism, where you would start to prioritize who baptized you, and that would have some value. So you would be able to say like, well, Jesus baptized me, so therefore my baptism is better, and that's just not how it works. So scholars believe that's why he didn't baptize, but he did get baptized himself. I love this quote from someone: beautiful people do not just happen. It's something you have to learn and grow into, and your caring and love of others. And some people naturally just care and love for others better, but it's something we have to work on. So yeah, I was prepping for, on Monday, I went to talk at Waffle Community College. My accountant is a professor there and asked me last year to come speak to his students. And there was about 23 students there last time. Where is it? Yeah, there's 23 people who attended last year, and this year there was over 80. Both on Zoom and in person. It was pretty packed, and it surprised me. There was pizza, and they did get some sort of credit for coming, so that's one way to entice a college student. But yeah, I was nervous about it. You know, like last year was just I just showed up and talked about what I do here and then answered questions. And this year I was like, maybe I should make something a bit more structured. So I had Claude help me with a PowerPoint, and yeah, it was cool. I want to continue to hone in on how I present specifically to them. I don't get a lot of like speaking engagements, but that's been really fun, and I'm glad I was able to show up for that. Got some crumble cookie, drove through Blacksburg. I went to Tech with my wife for college, so that was cool seeing everything that's been updated there. So anyway, yeah, Tuesday was a big catch-up day. This was April 14th. Got new ink for my pens here. As you can see, things have changed. This is the ink that is in my Ugmonk pen, which I've shown before on this channel, and I wanted to get more of that ink and to put it in the Ugmonk pen because it was running out, and a couple other pens that I have as well. So yeah, looking into Wednesday on the 15th, the CEO of Beehive posted about my newsletter being well designed, which is just cool. It's an honor. Yeah, I do have my newsletter on Beehive, more about that in a little bit. But yeah, it's just cool when you get recognized, I guess. And he's cool, Tyler Denk, I think is how you say it. And I've been a fan of Beehive and I've been a fan of him, so it's cool that he gave a little shout out there, which was cool. It got me, my wheels turned, you can see. Got me pretty excited for all we're doing with SSP and Form and Function. I'm also going to be on Beehive's new podcast, which is about creators in the space, I think, and small business owners, entrepreneurs, things like that. So that was exciting. I don't know when that's going to be moving forward, but I've been in conversation with them, which is super neat. So that's going to be great. I feel really blessed to have opportunities starting to arise because of the work that we're putting in here. In a way, like getting brand deals is one thing, but like when you are starting to get noticed as someone, you know, that's just a good feeling, I think. And honestly, all glory to God, he's working something out. So, but when he shared that, I noticed some things from his screenshots that I didn't like about my site. So I immediately the next day was like, I gotta go fix a lot of the stuff on my site, and that's continuing to be a thing. Here's my son was just being funny. He was in like a full like athletic fit, and I thought it was really cute. But here's the coffee that I'm drinking out of right now, and this has just been really cool. By the way, I'm gonna mention this in another video, but having a clear coffee mug is key. It's just cool to be able to see, especially like Terra Cafe's coffees get like a little bit of like foam on the top because they're espresso based, and being able to see that, it enhances the experience. All right, here's a bunch of stuff that Terra Cafe has sent over, which I'm excited for. We're working on a big project with them throughout the year, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But yeah, they've sent over a ton of new products that are really exciting, and they're just making stuff, man. It's really exciting to be working with them. So yeah, I had a great night with the fam and then hit a brick wall that night. I've just been feeling better about all of this and my work-life balance. And yeah, I don't know. It's like I get to the point at the end of the day where I feel like I can put work down and go just hang out and be dad and do chores. And that's just a really good feeling that I've been missing for a while. So that's been good. Yeah, and then I said on Thursday, the 16th, this week has just been so fulfilling for me. And while money still feels a little tight, there are so many projects coming in that I feel pretty at peace with cash flow. Maria had Bible study that night. My allergies are really bad. I've been working with Claude a lot, which I feel like I need to make a video about it because it's been honestly life-changing to my work here and really exciting. I had coffee with John on Friday morning. He's been kind of my mentor, my discipler, if you will. And not to get mushy-gushy bromance, but I just love him more and more every time we meet, and he's such a kind person and just speaks truth into me constantly, and we have a lot in common. I think he's in his 60s, and it's just been great. It's just like a really neat friendship. Like I never thought when I was younger that I'd have like an older friend. That just never occurred to me. I didn't know that that was a thing, and it's just been awesome. Love you, John. Thank you. Solo Stove came in. So working with Solo Stove on their 22-inch steel fire griddle. There'll be a review coming for that soon. Just a really cool product, and I'm excited to talk more about that. But we're super excited as a family. You see that cash right there? Because yeah, we love good food, and we've been wanting like a Blackstone or something like that, and getting a contact at Solo Stove and then getting our hands on one to review here has been really exciting, and it has really neat features that I think Blackstone doesn't have, so that's cool. So I sold an e-bike, and whenever I sell something on like Marketplace and I get cash for it, I always take a picture of all the money and send it to Maria, because we love having cash. It just feels like we're not spending money because nothing's leaving our bank account, but I know that's like not how money works. But yeah, I always love sending to that. I'm like, I'm striving for cash. Let me know if you know that reference. Yeah, cool. So I sold it for a little under $1,000, which is good. It's one of the perks of doing what I do. So you get products and you can sell them when you're done with them. I had a really weird thing in my eye. Couldn't figure it out. Yeah, that was really annoying. I got like pollen in there, and then I like scratched my eye, and then maybe I had an eyelash in there. I don't know, it was really annoying. But anyway, my son's been going poo-poo on the potty a lot, and it's been quite a struggle. So whenever he does that, we offer him a toy car, and he's starting to do it more and more. So we're doing less toy cars, but I took him Saturday morning to grab a car for being a good guy. So, and then we got some coffee and brought it back to Maria, and we got some baking stuff too. Shoutout Kind Baking Co. They're right here in Roanoke. I'll leave a link to them in the description. I'll leave Terra Cafe as well. I'll try to link everything that I mention on these videos. Yeah, I got a little upset. I don't really need to dive into that. I just getting a little frustrated. My kids are super cute. Took pictures of them at your grandparents' house. Yeah, cool. So Sunday, I think we hit 40,000 subscribers. You can see right there, boop, boop, which was a big milestone for us. Of course, it's huge. This was pretty dope. My father-in-law has a Tesla Model Y, and I have the Model 3, and they just look really good next to each other. So, we talked about comparison. We're in Ephesians in church, and we had small group Sunday night, the 19th, and the idea of comparison, and like we really should only be comparing ourselves to Christ, and that can be hard too because he's perfect, but we are made perfect in his righteousness. So we're comparing ourselves to perfection, and he has perfected us. Yeah, it's really cool. Comparison's hard, especially for Maria, for me as well. So it was a good reminder. Grace is not opposed to effort, but we have abounding grace in Christ, which is awesome. My father-in-law was sending me a ton of Griddle and Blackstone, just flat top cooking videos so I could get some recipes and some ideas on how to take care of it and that kind of thing. I mentioned on Monday I need to take Instagram off my phone. It's so hard. Instagram is a great way I connect with other creators, find cool products and brands, but it's such a like time-wasting doom scroll area for me, and it's just not good. I just find myself on there and I'm like, what am I doing? So yeah, I said I need to take it off. It's just hard with my job. I mentioned like God's plan is so incredible. I'm going through Exodus right now, and like God doesn't have to use humans. Like he doesn't need us, but he uses people like Moses, like a human, to carry out his will. And he uses angels to carry out his will, but he doesn't need to. He just chooses to. And I was just sort of marveling at like the Exodus story, and like God could have just saved his people from Pharaoh, but he was working something through, pointing to Jesus all along. Exodus and Passover and all of that are like pointing to what Jesus did for us. And like it makes you wonder, like, is that the main point of why he uses humans? I think God works in like sort of both and ways a lot. So like, yes, it was pointing to Jesus, but also in that time he was doing something. But you can't help but wonder or marvel, I guess, at using Moses as sort of a Christ type to save God's people from the world and pagan religion and things like that. So I don't know. I was just marveling at that. Yo, I made some hibachi on the steel fire, and it was fire. It was so good. I'm excited to continue to like hone in our recipe and stuff. So good. And we had done eggs and bacon on it on Saturday or Sunday for brunch, which was also super good. Yeah, and I was just, something I struggled with this week was like, I just feel like I need a bit of a lifestyle switch, a lifestyle change up. I'm just unhealthy, lethargic in a lot of ways. I indulge in food and I don't know, things I shouldn't. Like, I don't like being uncomfortable, and I need to be uncomfortable, maybe even intentionally so, a lot of ways, to just work hard and, I don't know, be a better steward, you know? So I struggled with that a lot, talked about it with my buddy Jonathan. Thoughts and prayers for that, if you would. I said I want to figure out more collabs with other creators. This is crazy, but I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan for a lot of reasons, but I've always enjoyed her, like, strategy and her business prowess. And something I've noticed is she's always found up and coming talent to befriend and support, which helps that talent and also helps her. And I want to do that with other creators. I want to work with smaller creators and share our audience and collab. I want to work with bigger creators and share our audience and collab, so that there's just this like network of growth and friendship and value to the audience. So I was thinking a lot about that and what I was saying here. I literally think I said I want to be the Taylor Swift of tech content or something. I want to be the Taylor Swift of tech creator strategy. So go to the top and then pull up younger talents, but with that need to work on engagement and perfection, meaning getting better, not actual perfection. I'm just kind of looking at Taylor Swift and how she's not just using others to climb the ladder. She's also really good at what she does standalone, but I've always been in awe of her business prowess and just strategy with everything she does. So yeah, I've been working with Claude to get these daily rundowns. It looks at my email, it looks at our project pipeline, it looks at my family to-dos, calendar, and it sort of gives me this rundown every morning. Claude is becoming an employee. It's kind of crazy. I'll go into that deeper at some point, but I work with Claude like throughout the entire day on various projects, and it's so much more capable than chat. It can like look at my computer screen, it can like make decisions, it can reply to emails, like it's insane. So it's been this little robot assistant for me, and it's been exciting. I said God is so patient, far more than I am, infinitely more. Yeah, I'm into that. Had a great meeting with Terra Cafe. Cheers, I love them, love working with them. We've got some cool videos, cool projects, cool ideas coming up. I'm just really excited to kick those off and really get into that. Gave my son a haircut. It looks really good. I don't know if you can see that. I've been working on my fade with him, and it's hard with a little kid. He just turned 3, but he looks really nice and handsome. And I did that because he had pictures on Wednesday. I don't know if I could ever go to work for a company again, because when you get sick and tired of the company you work for, or something bad happens, your option is to stick in it or leave and find something better. Whereas if you work for yourself and you're working with multiple brands, if you have a problem with a brand, you don't have to work with them anymore. You can fire them, if you will, which sounds bad and negative and a cop-out, and it is, but it's also interesting perspective on maybe how I like to work with new and fun and different projects all the time instead of doing the same thing over and over again. I don't know, just had a little bit of thought there. Yeah, I went over to my buddy Jonathan's house for Fire Pit Bros, something we've been doing for a long time now, and I had to leave early because Joel had a bad nosebleed, so I had to run home. But I love my time with him. Shout out Jonathan, love you, dude. Man, really enjoy my friendship with you, so thank you. I sort of got a new profile picture. Really, I just took my old one and changed the color of my sweatshirt to green so it fits my aesthetic better. And then I put myself in front of my little wall in my office, which I really like the way that looks. So yeah, I worked on that for a while because I even like fixed my hair because I didn't like how pointy it was. But new prof pic, who dis? I was able to fix up this little rig here with the solo stove. It doesn't come with a stand. So I bought this little rolly guy on Amazon, put him on there, and then I can just roll it in and out of my shed when I'm using it. So that was cool. Made smash burgers. They were so good. And then I was just talking about, well, I met with John Rice again on Wednesday. Told him I wanted to play music all throughout the summer. We go to one service in the summer. It's a bit more manageable. So helping to play and lead worship with the team there, I want to be able to do that just on a new rhythm, a new cadence all summer long. So, and then I sit at my computer all day. Yeah, lately I've just been working, dude, like grinding, which is great. And I don't say that to brag. It like hit me the other day. I'm like, I sit in my chair all day long. I need to, and then I just said, like, I gotta figure all this out so I can take more breaks, work out, fresh air walks, and more. And then I had a new point, smash burgers on the grill tonight. I had a big lunch, so I wasn't super hungry, which was a mistake, but Maria really loved them too, which that's a win in my book, is what I said. All right, I've been thinking a lot. I did a video with a brand. I was warned that the brand might be a little bit sketchy. I did it anyway because I don't usually like to research what others have been saying about a brand because I want it to be like my opinion. And that was the stance I took on this. I did have a fair warning, but I kind of pushed back and said, like, well, I'm just going to talk about my experience with it. And it was paid. It was fine. But I posted the video. It's getting negative comments saying what my friend said that warned me about it. And I did end up watching some of the other content around it. And I don't feel good about it. I didn't feel good about the product to begin with. Like, it wasn't exciting. It wasn't form and function to me. So I've been wrestling with that a lot, thinking about that a lot. And that led me to only really want to do products that really do. I need to do a little bit more due diligence. But it had me thinking a lot, and this was the big thing I mentioned at the start of this video. I want this stuff, to be bigger than myself. And I worked with Claude a little bit on this to figure this out. I have my second brand, Form and Function, and it is an opportunity to make really, really nice product, tech, related content that is outside of myself. And so what I've been thinking, just my thoughts, I don't know if any of this is going to come to fruition, but a really nice online publication, Form and Function. I already have it, formfunction.co, but the articles are kind of AI driven. I want it to be fully human editorial articles. I want to be pointing people to good products, whether we've worked with them or not. I want to be just editorial. And the sentence I've been using, and Claude really liked this, and maybe you will too, the kinfolk of tech products, or the kinfolk of products. Kinfolk is just such a beautiful editorial publication that I've been aware of for a while. Serial Mag. Yanko Design is the only one that I've really seen that's like form and function in the tech space, but it's still very tech forward. My problem is I look at TechCrunch, I look at CNET, and they're all like techy and geeky, and that's a thing, but I want to create something more aesthetic, beautiful, kinfolky, but with tech forward products. And I've thought a lot about the online publication being a standalone. I've thought about the Form and Function YouTube channel being more editorial, more beautiful shots, thoughtful. Claude helped me sort of realize this, because I think Spencer's got Pugh. I'm willing to do like a robot lawnmower or a robot pool cleaner, and I'm willing to do a few of those because they pay well. I think they are helpful. There is form and function there, but like there's a company called Matic who makes a really cool robot vacuum, and it's sick. Form and function to a T. Doing a little bit of research into the company, two dads, they didn't like having to vacuum. So like there's a story there, there's an editorial story there, there's form and function, there's thoughtful design. Those products, and putting that on the YouTube channel, writing content around that for the newsletter, the articles on Form Function Co., having Instagram be, beautiful photo showcases of these products, pointing to the newsletter, pointing to the YouTube channel. And then the thought of even creating a physical magazine like Kinfolk is something I won't do now, but something I wanted to start exploring. I used to work at a print publication company that made magazines. So the thought of like a coffee table book, I even thought like to get started, this is smaller than A5 or A6, might be like A8 or A9 size, but a small field notes version that is really well done. I want to use like premium products and paper and stuff like that, but to create a volume, working my way up to like a nice coffee table magazine like Kinfolk. But I was just thinking how cool it would be for all the tech lovers out there, for all the product lovers out there. If you can imagine like an architectural digest, you have like all of the volumes on your shelf, and you can look back to like 1970 and see like what was the latest and greatest in interior design and architecture at that time. Like, it's stamped in time. There's pictures, there's writing about it. And that was trendy and new at the time, but now it's old. And I was like, how cool would it be to have that with like tech and products? So like, you know, you have volume 1 and it's got the iPhone 17 Pro and it talks all about that in there. Well, in like 10 years, that will be ancient tech. But to be able to pull that off the shelf and see beautiful pictures of it, beautiful thoughts about it, stamped in time, and it'll be old. Like, I can imagine like reaching back to like Mac and having like Mac be in there, and like the iPod and the competitors who are also making beautiful products, but maybe they don't stick around. Maybe that company fails, and like reaching up and grabbing that and seeing that history in a beautiful light, I think is just really exciting. And so anyway, I've been thinking through a lot of this, and I want Form and Function to become outside myself. I want to be the owner, the founder, the operator, but hiring writers, hiring an editor, because I'm not a writer. And I want it to be really well written. I want the photography to be really well done. I think my photography could hold up in some sense, but maybe it's hiring photographers. So yeah, so starting digital and then potentially working towards print publication, maybe even like limited runs so that demand is high and they're like really well done. So they're like collector's items of sorts. I don't know. Anyway, I thought this was a good place to sort of chat about that if you've made it 30 minutes into this video. But that's going to do it. That was my second field notes. I think I'm going to use my label maker and put like the dates here on the front, maybe under here, here. Yeah, and just start to create sort of a volumetric system. Volume system, addition system for this, so that in the same way I can, as like the idea for Form and Function publication, I can pull one of these out 5 months from now and see what I was thinking about. It's possible that this idea I just shared with you was never going to work to begin with and failed a week after I imagined it, but that'll be cool to see, you know, and look back on. So anyway, again, let me know if this type of video is interesting to you. I feel inclined to keep making these. I don't know if it's good for the channel. It's probably not, but I did want to mention Spencer Scott Pugh, in talking with Claude and figuring this out. Spencer Scott Pugh is my name. So this channel existing as my experience, influencer experience with product, where Form and Function becomes the product is, it speaks for itself. I'm maybe the narrator, but the product is speaking for itself. What it does, what it's capable of, maybe even like what it feels like to live with that product, but not like in my opinion kind of thing. So that will be sort of the distinction. I will be more willing to do videos like this because this is my brand. But Spencer Scott Pugh will still be tech forward, mostly like product showcases, product reviews, but it will allow me to do videos like this where I'm exploring new niches and new things that I'm interested in here on the outskirts. Like I said, mostly tech, product reviews still, but anyway, a lot of thoughts that you probably don't care about. I don't know, but let me know in the comments if you'd like me to keep up this series. Every time I finish a field notes, just kind of walking through it and my thoughts and things like that. So thanks so much for watching. On this channel, we talk about products that marry form and function. We help you discover products that are intentionally designed and well made. So if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing, like this video for more like it. Hype it up if you would. Watch that video next. I think you're gonna love it. Oh, and watch the last video I did as well on this topic. Maybe I'll start a little new series, new playlist on the channel. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for 40,000 subscribers. That's an insane number to me. Here we come, 50,000. We're probably gonna hit it this year. So, mind blown. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.